Alright guys, so today's gonna kind of be my sighting day, which means I'm gonna look for sign and hopefully set out a bunch of traps. I'm hoping to get quite a few out today. I'm not sure, it just depends on how time goes. I'm on this road on this property. I haven't been on this road yet, but it goes from one field to another. So I'm kind of walking the road looking for signs, see if I can't find any coyote poop or something like that. So I can kind of see where they're going, where to set at. Maybe looking for some spots to put a Bobcat set or something. So I'm just going to walk this road and keep looking for sign. If we don't see anything that looks promising, then we'll just move on to another property and check there. So, because we're starting to dwindle down, I think we got about 4.5, 5 weeks left here in Missouri with trapping season. So I'm wanting to make the best of it. We finally got some good weather again tonight. It's when I woke up it was 26, so got some good weather. So I'm hoping we have something on the rest of our line. We didn't have any up here on this property. Didn't have no catches or trips or anything. So just stick with us and see how it goes. Alright guys, so I just did a whole bunch of walking. I found me a couple spots. I think I'm going to put a couple sets, but we're going to start with this one right here. I'm going to show you guys. There's a fence right there, and this cedar tree fell over, and you can see a couple trails that are going in and out of the branches. So this is going to be a great bobcat spot. So I'm going to throw in a bobcat set, so you can see the fence continues through there. So what I'm going to do is, the cows are using this as well, the cow trail, so I'm going to stick it back up in there. I'm going to stick my trap back up in there. And if you guys can see, I'm going to hang my garland from that branch right there. So any bobcats that are up on those ridges right there, they're going to see that flashing and they're going to want to come check it out. So this one's definitely got a long range eye appeal to it. And I'm pretty excited about this one, so we're going to go ahead and throw us in a number 3 bridger. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put our Bobcat set in right here. I'm going to put it in right here. I'm going to clear out a spot for my trap bed. There's a nice little hump here, so it's going to kind of make a nice little step down to it. There's a hump here that goes down in it. So now we're going to go ahead and drive our stake down. Piece of my driver. So we have really rocky ground here. Really rocky ground. Another piece of my driver. Alright. I'm going to call that good. So now I'm going to pull the trap to set the stake. I'm going to go ahead and set my trap. Get all the extra debris out of the bed here. And found a little peat moss. Put some peat moss down there and pack it down real good. And I'm really starting to like running my trap sideways to where I'm going to put my bait hole. It's been doing pretty good for me here lately. I'm going to go ahead and stuff some dirt up in here to get the trap sturdy. Put a little more dirt back there. So you go ahead and take as much time as you need getting your trap level. If it takes you 10 or 15 minutes, it doesn't matter. I mean, you want your trap level. That's the most important thing. So if you're trying to rush through it and you don't get your trap level, then you're kind of just wasting your time, because if the animal touches anywhere near it and feels it move, they're going to dig it up. You can tell I'm kind of having a hard time with this one, getting it bedded solid. There we go. Now we got it solid. So now we're going to get its pan cover. Stick it under that loose straw to kind of hold it down. Take some peat moss. Cover it up real good. So your peat moss is going to help keeping it from freezing when it gets real cold. As we're going to start getting, it's not getting super cold, but it's been getting below freezing, so it's been frosting real heavy, and then it'll thaw out, and then frost real heavy and thaw out. So the peat moss is going to help with that too. So now that we got it pretty good covered with peat moss, we're going to take some of this dirt here that we dug up, and we're going to use it to go over, because that's going to help blend it in. Just get rid of that. We got our trap bedded. Now we're going to come with some our bait and our lure. And what I want to use is some of my Deadly Highway 71. Guess we better, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, better get a bait hole put in. I'm going to go back about 6 inches behind the trap here. I'll make a bait hole about 6 to 8 inches deep. Alright, so now that we got our bait hole put in, just gonna put a little glob of our Deadly Highway 71 down in the hole. So it doesn't take a whole lot. About half a spoonful is what I put in. And I'm gonna take some sheep's wool here. I'm going to stuff my bait down that hole with some sheep's wool. Get these leaves out of the way. And we're going to take some long distance caller, which I'm going to use our Trapper's Gold right here. It's a skunk long caller that I make. It does pretty good. We're going to put it right here on this branch. That's going to help bring them in. And smear it down that branch real good. And we're going to take some of our white feathers. And again, like I always say, you're going to have to check your state laws. Some states you can use them, some states you can't. And I'm just going to take my scissors, I'm going to cut them up in smaller pieces. I'm going to put those back there, back by my bait hole. So basically it looks like, you know, something was killed and put here. I'm going to take a little bit of our silver garland here that we got at the Walmart. I'm going to take about, 8 inches of it or so. 8 to 10 inches of it. I'm going to tie it up on this branch. So there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything up, and I got to show you guys the completed set. Alright guys, so here's the completed set. Got my garland tied up right here. You guys can see that right there. Then we have just a small little cubby back in there. As you can see, those white feathers really stand out. And that's going to bring them in. Again, we put it kind of up in the tree to kind of have our backing and to kind of get away from this cow trail that goes under here. So this is our second Bobcat set that I put out today. I put one out on another piece of property. I didn't get the filming done on it, but hopefully we'll have us a Bobcat in the morning. So, alright, so again, we're on the last trap of our line, which is that dog proof that we've been catching a bunch of raccoons on, and got us another big raccoon. So we got us another big raccoon here in this dog proof. This is our third or fourth raccoon from this tree here. So this tree, this spot right here has been a pretty good raccoon spot. It's got this huge dead tree in it. So I definitely recommend, if you have a dead tree, run a couple DPs around it. I'm probably going to drop another one in right here. just because we've been catching so many raccoons here. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this one and get it reset. There he is. Say hi. So this is something else I want to throw out there. For anybody wondering how rocky and hard our ground actually is, this is a stake that I tried to put a dog proof in just a little bit ago. Yeah, wouldn't go in. This stake wasn't even halfway in the ground and it just bent. It started to bend, I pulled it out, moved it to another spot. I tried about 6 different spots and that's what happened. So yeah, our ground here is really rocky.